Hi guys, it's All Shades of Dramatic and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about a recently aired Taiwanese drama that is entitled More Than Blue. If you know what I'm going to be talking about, then you know what I'm going to be talking about. Let's jump right into what this drama is about that is entitled A Story More Sad Than Sad. Okay, I haven't been on my YouTube channel in a while, guys. As you may have seen in my recent videos, I did say I'm a college student and it takes up so much of my effort, so much of my energy, so much of my work. Right now, I am currently sleep deprived, thinking a college student. I am so sleep deprived. I don't even know how I actually found the energy to come here today and sit in front of you guys and make a video. Like, I have like 2 assignments to admit. I have so much readings. It's not even funny, guys. Oh. But let's remember why we started in the first place. I mean school and this YouTube channel. Okay, let's just jump right into More Than Blue, the series. So the other day I was scrolling through my Netflix and I saw More Than Blue and I saw just a trailer, like a faint trailer. You know how Netflix gives you the trailer before you click on a drama. So it gave me the trailer of More Than Blue and I was like, it's a nice story. I think what caught my eye about this story was that the guy had leukemia. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy has leukemia. But it seemed, how they showed it, it seemed a little bit like a romantic story. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this. It's only 10 episodes, I can binge this in a day. But I know I'll have to use 2 days because I'm a college student. So I started it the other day and I completed it last night. One of the reasons I'm sleep deprived because I finished this drama last night at 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock, guys. 2 o'clock. I don't even know how. I don't know where the energy has come from for me to sit in front of this camera and record a video, but here I am. So More Than Blue. I have to let you guys know it's a really great drama. I think the story, if it's based on a true story, I'm gonna cry because I don't believe people aren't that selfish. And there's a reason I said that. But let's just jump right into who's starring in this drama. So we have the lovely Ivy Shao starring as An Yi Chi. So a lot of you guys who watch Taiwanese dramas might know Ivy Shao. I know I have seen a lot of dramas with Ivy Shao inside of it, but the person who starred along Ivy Shao is very new to me. Edison Wang, he starred as Po Han-ge, and my Chinese. Oh, I'm currently still trying to learn Chinese. Excuse me, there's a notification that just popped up on the end of my screen, so my eyes got distracted. Also starring in this drama is Bingo Wang. She starred as Crema. Well, her real name in the show is Song Wan, but she is known as Cream in the show, and there's a reason why. And alongside her starring the famous actor who actually acted out this very young male with leukemia, Fan Di Fan, whose name is Zhang Chik-hai, and his nickname in the show is K. So this show is basically about those 2 people, Cream and K, and how they met, how their relationship was, and how they died. Okay, let's jump right into it. So what is this drama about and why am I here talking about it? I am here talking about it because I really loved the drama. Even though it was a real tearjerker, it was really a story more sad than sad. It was the saddest thing. Hey, that's actually the name of the song inside the show. If you watch the show and you listen to the song, you'll get what I'm talking about. But this show basically started off with not the main girl, but it started off with the people who were alive, because Cream and Kay were 2 best friends. They literally were almost orphans, and they met through very, very bad circumstance. Well, let's go back to the beginning. So the story is about a young teen whose dad has leukemia, and his mom left him and his dad alone. They own a record shop that sells CDs, and they just was living life, trying to make the best of his dad's condition. And then they got into a car accident, even though they didn't die in the car accident, the people who was in the car accident with them, the entire family died. I'm talking about the mother, the father, and the sister. And skip through a few days later, his father's conditioning, his father leukemia is worsening because Kay's father has leukemia, and he got worse. And then the family that they got in an accident with, Kay and his father got in an accident with, they had a daughter, and her name was Song 11, who's also called Cream in this drama. And she decided to find him and take revenge on him. And she found him, and literally she bullied this boy. I mean, she was beating him. She was literally, I was like, is someone gonna stop her? She was beating him up in school every time she saw her. She saw him. So they met on the bus, but she was ever going after him. She's ever looking into him. She's ever trying to find him. They met on the bus. His head fell on her chest, and she called him a pervert because his head fell on her chest, and she thought that he was trying to do something to her. And that's how he met her, until he found out that she was the daughter of the people in the car who him and his dad had an accident with. And he realized, oh, this is why she hates me so much. This is why she's been after me. But when she found that his dad had leukemia, she made a bet against herself, a bet to herself that, well, she made a bet to him. She told him if he told her why he was working so hard. She saw him in the shop one night. He was working so hard, and she asked him why he's working so hard. She started asking about his life, and you know those questions that come up when you're interested in someone but not interested. And she found that his dad had leukemia, and so she stopped beating him up. And basically, fast forward, they kind of became friends, and then after that, his dad passed away. So his dad, leukemia was worsening. His dad passed away, and then his mom, at the time, who was living with her new boyfriend, husband, who knows what he was, fiance, she literally left him in that position. But the worst fact was, after his dad passed away, he had a fainting spell, and he found out that he was diagnosed, or he had leukemia. So the father had leukemia and the son had leukemia because the father had passed on down to his genes. So when his father died, he found out that he had leukemia before his father died, and then his mother left him knowing he had leukemia. It was the worst. I was like, what is going to happen to this guy? And then he had to sell his house. His mom left him a certain percentage of money and to live and thrive off. And somehow he didn't know this, but the girl 11, who's also called Cream, she was following him for a little while, because she just was interested in him, and she was trying to keep updated with the person she was trying to take revenge on. And she saw all this happen, and she decided to move in with him. Like, she literally came to his door, knocked on his door, removed the for sale sign at his house, and decided to live with him. And that's how the whole relationship started. They started to live with each other. They went to bed together. They brushed their teeth together. They had meals together. They watched movies together. They cried together. They laughed together. They went to school together. They went to college together. They worked after college. They still lived together and worked different jobs together. That doesn't make sense, but they still lived together while working different jobs. So they went through high school, college, finding a job, all of that together, and they never was apart. And when she first moved into Zhang Kai house, who was also called K house, she decided that she was going to make him family. And so during her birthday, she gave him one of her wishes, and he wished that he would have a family. And she told him that since she was living by him now, she wanted to be his family. And he realized that his wish came through in a sort of an odd way, because they're not related, not by blood, but they became a family like that. So their relationship just spiraled off of that. He knew that he had leukemia, and sometimes while he was going through life, college, and finishing high school, and even looking for a job, he forgot that he had leukemia until suddenly his condition started worsening. I was like, great, and they never instigated that the two were romantically involved, not until she hypothetically asked the question, if she would date another guy, would he be jealous? And he said, hypothetically speaking, no. And so basically he decided to confess to her. And this was like in before they left, but before college, I think it was before college, he decided to confess to her. And while he was taken her to this beach, it's a very famous beach in Taipei where the sky reflects the sea. He took her to this beach. He was going to take her there. They never got there because he fainted, which meant that his leukemia was worsening as the days progressed. And so when they was in the hospital and he saw how one who's also called Cream broke down, he's like, I can never tell this girl that I have leukemia. I literally can't. And so he swore to himself he would never tell this girl that he would have leukemia. And his confession that he wanted to propose to her, that he liked her, went out the door because he saw how much he knew her status. She also was like an orphan like him. Her family died. She literally had no one, and they were each other's family. So he's like, I can never tell this girl I have leukemia because she know at the end of the day I'll have to leave. And so for me, I say, oh my gosh, literally while I was watching this drama, how the things played out, it was so bad. It was really hard to watch, and I was like, I can't imagine what these people are going through. And it was something. It's still something for me to think about. But they got their nicknames Cream and Kay because she likes ice cream and she likes cream. And one of the things he was going to give her while he was going to confess that he liked her was a necklace with an ice cream on it. But she never got it till it was too late. And so once he decided that he wasn't going to tell her he had leukemia, he wasn't going to tell Cream he had leukemia, Kay decided to. By the way, their nicknames came from the fact that she liked ice cream, and she decided to call him K because he does have a K in his real name, Zhang J Kai, and she doesn't have a K in her name because her name is Song 11. But because she likes ice cream and cream, she decided to call herself Cream, and she decided to call him K. And basically, that's how they got their names. And so once Kay decided that he wasn't going to tell her he had leukemia, he decided to find a good man for her while liking this girl. I was like, oh my god, how could you not be selfish? Like, human beings have a level of selfishness and it's healthy, and then too much of it is not healthy. Like, too much of anything is not healthy. And so he decided to find a good man for her. He said a good man was a man who could cook for her, who could make her laugh, who had a good job, and who wasn't sick, who was healthy. What the hell, Kay? That doesn't matter to people. And so he loved this girl to death. I have literally never seen a love story like this in my life. I feel sad just even thinking about it. I literally was like bawling my eyes out. I'm pretty sure everybody who watched this drama was bawling their eyes out when they was watching this. I was like, oh my gosh, why would Kay do this to himself? And the funniest part, we're not even there yet. We're gonna get there. But he decided to find a good man for her. So there was another couple in this show, and she was a photographer. Her name was Cindy, and then the other one was a dentist. And so the photographer and the dentist, they met. They decided to get married, but in the meantime, Kay, dentist, the photographer liked the dentist in the show. I'll stick in the pictures so you guys could see the names and their faces. The photographer Cindy liked the dentist, and it was Kay's dentist, and Kay thought that the dentist was a good man. And so he decided to say, I think this is the man that someone like Cream could be happy with for the rest of her life. He didn't want to leave her alone, so that's why he decided to find a good man. He knew he was going to leave and die soon. And because he loved her so much, he decided to find a good man for her before he died. And so basically, he split Cindy and the dentist up. And Cindy understood him when she went after him because she knew he took the pictures that Kay sent to her fiance saying that she cheated betrayed him, etc. And the fiance called off the marriage. But Cindy was a photographer. And I think one of the beautiful things I loved about this drama was that Cindy, the photographer, she had an exhibition going on, and she was taking pictures of someone who was going through death and dying. And the only reason she broke up with her fiance to give the dentist a Kay's friend Cream to marry. What kind of arrangement is that? Entanglement. What is that? I don't even think entanglement is a word, but they were literally entangled in the weirdest arrangement. And so, because she gave up her fiance to Cream, she didn't know that. Cream didn't know that. Cream didn't know any of this. This is Kay's decision. She decided to take pictures of him because she had an exhibition, or she wanted to do some kind of picture photorial that, I don't know if that's a word, photo collage on people who were dying. And I thought that was the first time I actually saw someone taking a picture of somebody who was crying, because we normally take pictures of people pictures of ourselves that are, and when we are happy, when we are having a good time, all of that, or even to say rest in peace to someone who we miss, just to share good times, good memories. But it was the first time I actually saw someone taking a picture of someone who was like literally breaking down. I even took off all my Instagram pictures because of that, because I had a whole new outlook on what pictures really meant. Like, what? Like, while she was asking him questions, while she was taking the pictures of him, and it stimulated him to like literally break down and cry, because he was talking about cancer, why he couldn't tell Cream that he had cancer. And then she was asking him questions like, why are you not selfish, why have you made the choice alone? And literally when he answered her back, he would break right down. And she took these amazing photo shoots of him in his misery and sadness and melancholy state. It was crazy. I was like, this is something I never thought I'd actually see in this lifetime. Pictures of people who aren't happy, because I always thought take a picture when you're happy, and now I'm thinking you don't have to always take a picture when you're happy. It could be like when you're going through a hard time, and sharing it is so much more effective and in a way sort of powerful. But I really loved that part of this drama, because that was crazy. Like, I didn't expect to see something like that, so that gave me a whole new outlook. And I still haven't placed up my pictures from my IG back up yet, because it's giving me a new outlook on the meaning of pictures, what photos really mean, what are we really sharing, is what we're sharing what we want to be sharing, etc. So I learned that from this drama. Pictures can have a whole different meaning. It doesn't just always mean happiness. So I'm a sort of a naive person, and that hit me hard. Well, let's continue into what the rest of this drama was about. So after Kay found the man for Cream, and Cream appeared to saying that she liked him, he gave her up in marriage. And the whole time, this dude was literally breaking down. Like, I cannot imagine what this dude went through. He was literally breaking down every time Cream would talk about the guy she was marrying, who he set her up with behind the scenes. He literally was, I cannot imagine that level of love. I've never been on that level of love. I don't know why Kay did that, or why Kay wasn't selfish enough to just hold Cream's hand and tell her everything he wanted to tell her while he was still alive, because time is short for a lot of people, but before death we still have time. And I felt like Kay should have taken that time. Instead of finding a good man for her, he should have taken that time to love who he loved, because his time was already limited. But yet he spent his time trying to find someone that would fulfill Cream's longing or desire after he went. And here's the funny twist to the story. Kay didn't even know that Cream knew he had leukemia. I'm like, what the hell? And she literally found out because she was snooping through this drawer one day, and this was revealed in the last episode. All of us going through this, me thinking Cream is really in love with this dentist guy, and then I found out that Cream knew, and I'm like, Cream. And then I'm realizing that these people are doing the exact same thing, and it's really awful because it's what? Like, Cream literally knew he had leukemia for a little while, and so she had to pretend not to know that she knew. And the funny thing was, Cream loved Kay as much as he probably loved her. But when she found out why he was doing what he was doing, she literally decided to go along with it. Literally, she even faked the wedding with the dentist that he set her up with. Cream, not knowing any of this, mind you, wait, it's coming. Cream literally decided to go along with all of this. Kay, not knowing that she knows, was crazy. And I was like, Cream is doing this for Kay, and Kay is doing this for Cream, and they both love each other so much that they're doing this for each other. And at the end of the day, none of them are happy. Like, but I think they looked at it in the long term. They weren't looking at the present, they was looking at the future. See, that's why it's so important to live in the present, people. You can never get back the present. The future is tomorrow. The future is always gonna come as long as we are living. It's going to come. It's going to hit us hard, or who knows? You know, the future is always gonna be there. But the present right now is more important than the future. So Case thought that he didn't want to think about right then, the time he had right then before he passed away, he could have spent that with Cream. Instead he's thinking about the future when he would no longer be there and Cream had to survive without him. That's not the point, Kay. I hope Kay is listening to this freaking video. That's not the point, Kay. The point is, if you love somebody and you don't know if they love you, then to hell with it all. I think the point of the story was that they had regrets, or we assume they had regrets, because wait for it, it's coming. We assume they had it looked like a regretful story because of how I was watching it. I was like, they're gonna have regrets at the end of the day for sure. So Kay, the present is more powerful and it's more important than the future. The future is always going to be around the corner. It's every minute, every second that comes as we live. That's the future. But the present, you need to stay in the present. Yes, Cream would have been without you when you passed away because you had leukemia. But she would have been much more happier, and you would have given her more strength to live compared to if you'd actually spend that time just fully with her, because you can't take away memories, you know. If it's a bad memory, it's gonna linger, but if it's a good memory, it's gonna linger too. You can never take that away. You can never take away the time that you give someone when you love them. You can't take that away. So even something like death, you know, even the Bible talks about the Father's love. Nothing can separate us from the Father's love. Not death, nor misery, nor the earth, all those stuff. Nothing can separate us from love. So it means that love is actually a really powerful thing, you know, when you think about it. The fact that nothing, like death, you die and then be like, well, do you still love me? You have a soul. Yes, I still love you. So even the Bible talks about Christ's love for us. Nothing can separate us from him. Nothing from that love. Nothing. So Kay, if my opinion on what your choices that you made, or anybody who's watching this, and I don't know, leukemia is a really touchy subject. I can't imagine what people go through with people like that, but I do know sickness, you know. I know sickness and I know health. And so Kay, I would have encouraged you. I literally wanted to hold Kay to this entire drama that I was watching. I really wanted to be there for Kay. I was like, I can't imagine the level of pain that guy went through, because he wasn't selfish enough to just tell Cream the truth and tell her that he loved her and hold on to her while he was still alive for that short amount of time. But that's my message to Kay. Kay, be a little bit more selfish and live in the present more. And Cream, so basically, Cream knew, and she went along with him because she loved him. That was her reason to go along with what Cream had said for her. And she saw, in those moments when she saw him working so hard, to make sure that she was happy at the end of the day. It was hard for her, but she never let on. And so both of them were suffering without knowing that the other was suffering. And how do we know all this? Well, that's because this whole drama is about the diary of Kay. Kay had a diary, and the other main lead inside this show, who posed as Ivy Shaw, acted as An Yi-Chi. Yi-Chi found the diary and she read it, and through her reading it, we learned of Cream and Kay's story. Why was it important? Someone sent the song that Cream and Kay made to their company. They had a company where they wrote songs and they published songs and they had albums. And so, along with Yi-Chi, who was a worker at the the place where they made albums, I can't remember the company's name, was Po Han-ge, who was Edison Wang. Edison Wang says Po Han-ge. Yi-Chi and Yi-Chi called him Po Han-ge. His name is Po Han. They had to find the copyright of the song that Kay and Cream wrote, because someone just sent the demo of it and they said we can't release the song without getting the copyright. And so the whole drama, that's why that spiraled around Cream and Kay's story, was because they're trying to find the copyright to release the song. And they wanted to release it because a singer called Aylin wanted to sing the song. It was a great song and she wanted to put it into an album. That was their jobs, that was their dreams, that's what they did for a living. And so Yi-Chi had a son called Color, and Color had a congenital heart defect issue. And a lot of people thought that he was her, Color was, Yi-Chi was Color's sister, but he was her. That was, Color was, I'll stick in the pictures, Color was Yi-Chi's son. She had him in college at a very young age. The baby daddy didn't want the child. He thought she had an abortion, and so he never found out that he had a son. And his son, spoiler, this whole video is a spoiler, passed away. So Color had a heart issue. Po Han-ge and Yi-Chi worked together, and they were trying to find Cream and Kay, and so they embarked on this journey that helped them to find Cream and Kay copyright of the song, The Saddest Thing, that they wanted to publish, that their company wanted to publish in an album, a musical album, a CD album, right. Sleep deprived, trust me, sleep deprived. It's showing. And so the whole journey that they took on to find Cream and Kay copyright, and during the journey of them trying to find Cream and Kay copyright for the song, the saddest thing that the company wanted to release, their company wanted to release in an album, they got to know each other. So they were partners at work and co-workers, and he found that she had a son. He didn't even know she had a son, because her son, Yi-Chi's son, would always say that he was her sister. Yi-Chi was his sister, but Yi-Chi was his mother. And he found out that basically Color had a heart issue and he was posed for heart surgery. And so Po Han-ge and Yi-Chi, they got to know each other a lot. This is like one of my favorite couples in the show, aside from Cream and Kay. And while they used to read Cream and Kay's journal, they found a lot of stuff. They started looking at life a little bit differently, because they knew at the end of the day that the two passed away. And so Po Han-ge and Yi-Chi, they got close. It was a really amazing relationship to watch unfold inside this drama. So that's something that you could stick around for. And at the same time, it was like the non-tearjerker in the show, but it also was still a tearjerker because Po Han-ge used to spend time with Yi-Chi's son Color, and Color was supposed to have a heart surgery, and during his heart surgery, Color was literally looking for a man for his mother, so she wouldn't be lonely, because he knew, or he thought, that he was going to die eventually. And so he thought Po Han-ge was a good suitor, a good match for his mother. And so he kind of tried to set them up in a way, but the sparks fly without Color even trying. And he's just happy that his mother had somebody to stay with him at the end of the day. And so before surgery, Color told Po Han-ge to take care of his mother. He also told him Pohanga that he told, you could see the trust between Killer and Pohanga, because he told him stuff he didn't want to tell his mother, because he knew that his mother was already worried that he had a surgery, he could possibly die. And so some of the things he didn't tell his mother, he told Pohanga instead, because Pohanga was his mother's friend, and he thought that he was a good match for his mother. He hoped that he would stick around for his after he passed away, after Killer passed away. So that was Kuller's thought. And the thing about Kuller is very young, but he's very smart and bright, and I think he grew up a little bit too fast because of his disease. And so basically Kuller didn't make it, and Yichi kind of folded up, but Pohanga pursued her and in a way saved her. And she was saying, in a way, her story was similar to Cream's, because they were reading Kay's diary. She said her story was similar to Kay's, because she lost the person that she loved the most at the end of the day. And so that's how the story, this whole drama unfolds, and it was a really good watch. And those were some of the things that I understood about this drama and I really liked about this drama. The thing about this drama was somewhere in between episode 9 and 10, the Kay's diary ended. So after Cream got married, Kay decided to leave. He lied to her that he was going to a year of art school somewhere else. So he left. So once he knew that she had a good suitor, and he thought she was who he thought she was in love with, he's like, okay, now I'm gonna leave, because he said, I'm gonna die in a year's time anyway. And so he left with his lie, and the diary ended there. And that's like, okay, so the diary ended. Now what the hell happened? And after, we don't know, nobody know what happened in the year, because it wasn't in his diary. He left his diary behind. And so got to the end, we find out, this is me last night in bed, lying down. I know what was going to happen to Anichi and Pohanga. I hoped that they would get together. I hoped that he would have been there, that comfort for her. He loved Killer too, so it was much of a loss for Pohanga that Killer died, as much as it was for Yichi. But Yichi was the mother, and he was just a friend, and he just got to know the family. So Yichi felt it a lot more than he did. So cut to the chase. Yichi and Pohanga got together. It's like, yes, that was one of the happy endings. Another one of the happy endings was that, hold on, it's coming. So basically, after Kay left, he didn't even go anywhere. His mother came back to him in the hospital. She did tend to him, and he wondered how his mother knew that he was where he was, or where he's in the hospital. And so he was like, when his mother came, because remember she abandoned him, but when he's on his deathbed, she came to him, and he was glad that she came. But then he thought, how did his mother know? And his mother was saying, the doctor told her. And he's like, the doctor told her. And so suddenly he felt like there was a break in his plan. And literally me last night at 1 o'clock, I was like, what the hell? When he walked to the beach and he had another fainting spell, because remember his condition is worsening. He had another fainting spell. When he woke up, Cream was there. This is the part that isn't in the diary, guys. This isn't in the diary. So you're only going to see this at literally the end of the episode. I was like, Cream? I was like, so if he fainted and he wake up to Cream, then what the hell she knew? And the fact that he knew that she knew what he possibly didn't tell her and didn't want her to know. She knew that. And I was wondering if he knew that he knew what she knew. I was like, that was literally me last night. I literally couldn't put it together, because it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, what? I was so freaking confused. I was like, so Cream knew. Kay knows that Cream knows that he had cancer all this time. He started putting the pieces together, and I was like, I was putting the pieces together at that point too. But I knew that Cream knew in the last episode. I knew that Cream knew, but Kay didn't know that Cream knew. And when he realized, that dude started breaking. He literally broke right down. I was like, oh my gosh, Kay, why would you do that, Kay? This is literally me repeating K over and over in my head, and he's like, oh gosh, so she knew all this time that I had leukemia. And I was like, but does Kay knew that she didn't like the dentist who he set her up with? Did he know the marriage she just went through was fake? Like, did Kay knew that? And I think he got an idea in the end, and it was so bad because I understood a lot of things in this show, but the one thing I did not understand was their second kiss scene. That first kiss scene, Cream, I don't even think Cream knew, but I feel like Cream knew. He didn't know that Cream knew that she wasn't sleeping. And then the second one was they was at the beach and he was just getting sicker. And they had a kiss scene and I was like, wait, what? And I was confused and everything was going to bed and it's still 1:15 o'clock in the morning and I'm like tired. And I'm like, what? It was something to unfold. And I was like, there's no possible way in the world that Kay hasn't put together that all that he did was it for North? Really? And I was like, and so the pages that weren't in the diary for that year, they spent all their time together. That's how they showed it. And literally, Cream would sometimes break down when he wasn't there because she knew that he was getting worse and he was dying and he would eventually leave her. And then they went back home and they took a photo. So, and literally after the photo, the screen just went black to say that Kay died after the photo. It was so bad. And so Cream was someone who believed in the other life, the other world. And so she believed that she wanted him to meet her in the other world. I was like, okay, you know. And one of the things about this show that was also shaken in at the beginning was the fact that after Kay died, they said that Cream committed suicide. But we found out that she didn't commit suicide. But after she released the song that Kay wanted the famous singer at Yichi and Pohanga Company to sing for him. After that was one of his dreams, one of his wishes. He wanted a certain singer, and the singer was at Pohanga and Yichi's company. He wanted her to sing the song that he made up, which is called The Saddest Thing. And so in the year that they spent, that wasn't in the diary, they spent writing songs, and The Saddest Thing was one of those songs. And then they went back home and Kay passed away. And Cream was suspected to commit suicide, but they realized they never found the body. But after the song was released, which was his wish, he she literally disappeared again. And so people suspected that this time she really committed suicide. So that's the whole thing about the story of Morethanblue. It was so, I feel like it's still fresh in my head, and it kind of taught me a lot of things. So I guess this drama was a drama with a moral behind it. There's a really deep meaning behind it, and I think it had to do a lot with, they shared a lot with do things, do what you want to do at the end of the day and have no regrets. Another part of this story that was really beautiful and at the end was the fact that Cream got the high school confession letter after he passed away, and she literally broke right down. So remember the part where I told you about he was going to confess to her? He had a gift for her, and the gift was like a bracelet with an ice cream on it. And the confession, the letter inside the gift was, I like you. This is not a hypothetical question. Because she once asked him hypothetically, if she dated a guy, would he get jealous? And he was saying, I would not get jealous. So hypothetical was a key word. It was something that they knew what it meant. And so he was telling her that he liked her. And no, not in response to her hypothetical question, what if? And he really just meant that he liked her. And she just thought about all the times that she knew how much he loved her, but what he did for her without exposing that love until the very end. And the time was even shorter than when it actually got exposed. she literally just broke down. I was like, oh my gosh, it can't get any worse, guys. It can't get any worse. So that's what this drama More Than Blue was about. I hope when you watch it, you actually learn something from it. You know, time is short and we want to live without no regrets. And the people we love, we want to actually tell them that we love them every day. Because life is that short. And the future is, who knows what the future holds. So, Cream and Kay literally... that's literally like one of the saddest love stories I've heard. Everybody talks about Romeo and Juliet and Titanic, you know, but this one hit home base for me. I've never known anyone to not be selfish enough to say, you know, because I feel like most people are like, they would, if they love somebody, they would hold on to them. Or is that just me and my naiveness thinking, is it just me, people? But I hope you guys enjoy the review of this drama. I hope that you guys get to check it out. I hope that you literally learn something from it. I think everybody can take something from this drama. And I hope that I will see you guys again soon. And shout out to the actors and the cast who actually acted in this show. It was a really lovely show. I really loved it. I think it was a very powerful story. And P.S. it's actually a remake. This one is the latest remake. I don't know if I'm gonna go ahead and check out the remakes because this one is still literally fresh in my head. I can't imagine another tearjerker right about now. But I really appreciated this drama. I really loved it, and I literally have a message for Cream and Kay. Part of it was exposed in this video. The other part, who knows where it'll end up. But that is all for this drama, and I will see you guys another time. Bye.